credit to Toho, dice them. I do not own these clips. I'm sick, so forgive me if I sound off, but I am hyped still. So yo, what is up everybody? It's your boy Dice, aka Dice'em, and I am back with another banger of a video. Today we got definitely a dope one, definitely an awesome one. We got Godzilla -1, the spoiler review. So yeah, let's get it. Let's go. Godzilla -1 is a very interesting film with a lot of heart. It has a lot of human emotion, and it talks about the value of life and has some strong themes in it. Now we get to see Godzilla before he was actually mutated fully, and we get to see that he was this dinosaur-like creature, something akin almost to something like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, or something similar. He was this reptilian or amphibian creature that in fact came into contact with the World War II Japanese soldiers. They fired upon him, leaving a bad first impression, causing Gojira, aka Godzilla, in his unmutated form to go on a complete rampage, causing the death of the entire group. He seemed impervious to damage by weapons that were available at the moment, and he was just obliterating everything in front of him, just committing a complete and utter massacre. Gojira, aka Godzilla, was known even before he was actually mutated. He was a creature of Japanese mythology. He was considered a mythological creature of folklore. And, in fact, in reality, he was a very, very dangerous foe, one that would become an even more dangerous foe. As lethal as he was in his unmutated form, the Bikini Atoll explosion of a nuclear weapon, a nuclear bomb, actually mutated Godzilla and created Godzilla -1, Godzilla, aka Gojira, the king of the monsters. Goji remembered his first encounter with humanity, and he remembered how they scarred and mutated him, leaving burns on his charred flesh, causing him to become something he was never meant to be, a true force of nature. He sought revenge against humanity with a vengeance for this. -1 Godzilla was a very unique Godzilla. Standing at 164 feet, he could also self-heal or regenerate. As you'll see here in a moment, and as you saw at the beginning of the video, he has some sort of healing factor. Now, this Godzilla is definitely one of the most badass, one of the most monstrous, one of the most savage when it comes to just deliberately destroying people and enacting complete and utter chaos. This Godzilla also has one of my favorite incarnations of the atomic breath, but we'll get to that in a moment. This Godzilla is legendary, and I don't mean that he's the actual MonsterVerse Godzilla. But the atomic breath in this film is something that we have never seen before. Something very, very intense. It's an atomic blast that shook the theater. It is a blast that resembles a hydrogen bomb in the way that it explodes with a shock wave that causes an impact explosion that is unlike anything seen in a Godzilla film previously. You'll see exactly, precisely what I mean in a moment. But Godzilla is a beast, you mean? So you already know that in this film, he's wreaking a lot of carnage. He's definitely on his shit, and he's ready for war. A war against all of mankind. The plot of -1, spoiler alert of course, is that there is this guy, this Japanese man who actually served in World War II, who fought Godzilla before he was mutated, who, as we saw, had his entire group killed, all because he froze in fear. And so Godzilla represents his demons personally as he tries to redeem himself. And Godzilla is a metaphor for the atomic bomb, as always, being this ruthless creature that isn't afraid to take out innocent civilians. Now, that atomic beam, that heat ray, is unlike any other. Here we see it charging up as the dorsal spikes actually extract from the back and then embed back into the back, igniting the blast, causing this huge beam to be spewed out from Godzilla's mouth, causing a massive explosion. Now, I've already covered the fact that this isn't the most massive Godzilla, but this may be the most ruthless, and that atomic breath is something I'll never get over, something I'll always appreciate. Anyway, I thought this film was honestly a masterpiece. 10 out of 10, definitely recommend it. And spoiler alert, how they defeat Godzilla is they manage to submerge him all the way under the water to where he's crushed by the water's pressure, and then he's brought back to the surface as he charges up his atomic breath before a war jet is flown into Goji's mouth, packed full of explosives. It blows up, decapitating Gojira. Similar to in GMK, but in a much more brutal way, the atomic breath begins to burst out of Gojira's body before it crumbles into the ocean. I began clapping and the entire theater erupted in applause. It was an unforgettable experience, but anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Anyway, it's been your boy Dice.